Hello, class, and welcome back to Radio 2. This is lesson 48 of the 84 lessons that we're going to be having together. And today, our conversation continues. We're chatting about compiling news, sports, traffic, and weather. If you want the page numbers for the textbook references for this lesson, you can turn to Beyond Powerful Radio, chapter 22, pages 259 and 256 up to there, as well as your Next Level Radio textbook, chapter 5, pages 199 to 104, as well as 204 to 206. So let's get straight into the lesson. Writing and reporting for traffic. If eliminating traffic is not a choice and your listeners are going to be affected by and participate in traffic as a daily lived experience, then on-air traffic report is very useful and should deliver value to those listeners. Traffic can be an integral part of the information for personality brands as long as traffic reporters have revenue attached to them. A programmer's appeal that management cancel the traffic service will likely fall on deaf ears. There are many car manufacturers, fast food restaurants, and other types of businesses that value the fast-paced live delivery of a traffic report in real time on air, while they have a captive marketing listening to radio in their cars. For this reason, the sponsorship of traffic reports are brought to you by these types of brands and companies are quite popular. Just by virtue of a traffic report being on air as a piece of audio product that thousands or hundreds of thousands of listeners will hear, it is important to coach traffic reporters on how to deliver better reports and prevent them from throwing a bunch of road names altogether. Program managers have limited time with presenters, especially when there are several that have to be monitored daily. So traffic reports and how they are delivered tend to be low on their priority list. However, spending some time on the unusual has a dramatic effect on traffic delivery and success. A good traffic report contains real-time information about anything and everything that has the potential to increase or commuters' normal or average travel time and route to get from point A to B during their drive time. It should tell you if there is congestion, where that congestion is happening, and what is causing it. It should focus not only on major fatal accidents and natural disasters or severe weather phenomenon, but also on subpar road conditions, poor visibility on the road because of smoke or fog or mist, electronic failure, citywide power outages that cause several traffic lights to become defective, short time to traffic lights, detours, roadworks, special events leading to road closures like your 947 ride Joburg, protest action or marches, and even animals either being stuck or are trying to cross the road. There are different expected peak traffic hours, for example, during lunch, school pickup times, or at the time of a major event. Awareness of traffic reporting depends largely on the geographical footprint and scope of the station that is broadcasting that information. Traffic reports are also typically very time limited, airing at the end of a news bulletin or during a busy hour bulletin or content-packed drive show. Stations that have broadcast this type of information to a national audience would be restricted, and that there would only be a cover at most 3 or 5 of the most congested cities or regions in the country, all with their very unique and very many networks, routes, as well as roads. In the case of South Africa, these cities or regions would be Cape Town, Pretoria, Johannesburg, Durban, Port Elizabeth, and Bloemfontein. The thing that makes a traffic report more credible is the why and how of it. Telling someone not to take their regular route to work will never be effective or helpful without telling them why this will not work on a particular day. What can improve on matters even more is being able to tell them how to avoid the delay and which routes to use. A lot of traffic reporters will tell you about alternative routes if the road that you are used to is congested or there's something happening on it. Let's chat about sources. All of the information you need to compile and present a traffic report can be gathered from engaging with or monitoring the feed of local, regional, provincial traffic departments, or information sent to you via text, calls, emails, WhatsApp, and other social media platforms from road users as well as computers. Primarily, this information is sourced from the internet and can easily be found on specialized traffic monitoring websites, traffic-related tweet feeds, as well as applications designed specifically to not only track and monitor traffic, but also to inform you as to how long the delay will be and which alternative routes are available to you. Let's look at example C on page 202 of Next Level Radio for an example of a basic traffic report. Example 5C. And now for a look at your roads. Cape Town, in Khayelitsha on Viewway, there's a crash on the bridge over the N2 with a right lane closure. So you will be affected if you're traveling into the city. Trains on your southern line are experiencing delays of between 10 to 15 minutes, so allow for some extra traveling time. Johannesburg, if you live in Fourways, stay home and have an extra cup of coffee if you can afford to leave later, because there are some delays on the corner of Frostvenor and Kimberland and on Witkoppen and Monte Cassino Boulevard due to defective traffic lights. JMPD are on their way to help ease the traffic flow but haven't arrived yet. And the N12 R24 in Bedford View is backed up on both routes between the Gululis interchange. Finally, in Durban, there's been a collision on the N2 before the M25 KwaMashu highway exit, causing some delays. If you have any traffic incidents that you'd like to report, please share them with us by calling 1234 or text us on 5678. For ABC Traffic, I'm Who Am I? Another way that traffic reporters really tackle their traffic reports is they would find spaces within the regions that they operate. So this is more of a national traffic report as opposed to a 947 that would focus primarily on the Johannesburg region. So they would dive a lot deeper on Johannesburg and the busy intersections in that area. Let's continue with your slides. Traffic reports need to be stories that traffic reporters are telling. Traffic reports need to be content that is relevant. Make traffic reports fun. Credibility matters, be on time and get it right. Traffic announcing and reporting can also be a great entry into broadcasting. If you work for a traffic service, you may have a chance to add news writing and anchoring to your list of skills. As long as there are people in cars, there will definitely be a need for traffic reporting, right? That is one of the fundamentals. People are constantly traveling to work, to school, to gym, on holiday. So people constantly need to be reminded or let known of what is happening on the roads and wherever it is that they're traveling to. So again, as long as there are people that are in their cars traveling somewhere, traffic will always be very important. Writing and reporting for weather. Listeners respond and seek accurate information. It's best if your station can have weather reports given by someone who sounds likable and conversational. If you have ever been stuck in a traffic jam, you know how vital this information can be. Even satellite radio networks offer local traffic updates. Stations have found ratings of and financial benefits by promoting and delivering frequent reports at specific times. Audiences will tune in at the exact minute. They have been trained to expect the latest traffic report. Be on time. Compiling and reporting on weather allows people to prepare the day, week, and even month ahead from the comfort of their homes. Weather forecasts inform seemingly small things like how you dress on a particular day, whether or not to carry an umbrella, which route to take to work, and how much sunblock to wear. However, they also inform much more significant events such as road and air traffic, farming and agriculture, and natural disaster and emergency purposes and responsiveness. Of course, if you're not running a business in any of these industries, yours is more immediate, but there are much larger groups that definitely need the assistance of what's happening in our weather reports. As a result, they form unexpected parts of the information that we expect from our comprehensive radio station. Like traffic, the amount of information contained in the weather report depends on which station is broadcasting this information and at which region it is broadcasted. The most important thing to remember when writing and reporting the weather is always to start with whatever is most urgent and most unusual. While weather can be gentle and kind, it can also be life-threatening. And there are situations that make it vital to pre-warn your audience so that they can prepare themselves for what may come. Minimum and maximum temperatures are what everyone is probably tuning in to hear, but severe weather warnings such as prediction of droughts, cyclones, hurricanes, fires due to heat waves, extremely windy and dry conditions, lightning storms, tsunamis, and volcanic ash spewing into or raining from the sky are the things that make weather reports the true heroes in their field. Let's turn to page 205 and 206, again in your next level radio textbook for basic weather report examples. Example 5D. In Gauteng, you can expect cloudy and cool conditions with isolated showers and thunder showers, but scattered in the extreme southwest of the province. Johannesburg's minimum today is 10 degrees Celsius with a maximum of 24 degrees. Tshwane's minimum is 8 and we expect a maximum temperature of 25. In Mpumalanga, there will be fog along the escarpment at first, otherwise cloudy and cool but warm over the low veld with isolated showers. Mbombela's minimum temperature will be 10 degrees with a maximum of 30, and Emalahleni will be 13 and 29. The Western Cape will be cool in places, otherwise cloudy and cold with scattered showers. The wind along the coast will be moderate to fresh easterly, becoming strong east of Cape Point in the morning. Cape Town's minimum is 7 degrees with a maximum of 32, Knysna 10 and 32, and Lungsburg 16 and 37. And finally, for our listeners observing Ramadan, sunrise will be at 6:23 and the sun is expected to set at 17:45, with the full moon expected to appear tomorrow evening at 7. For great weather news, I'm Jabu Sitole. I try to put in my own vibe to seem a little bit more likable and kind and friendly. So when I'm telling the reports, listeners can believe me and be drawn to me because of personality. So that becomes very important. So part of this lesson is for you to do a quiz. We will revise this in our lesson. It's multiple choice in the first part. So here are your questions. Choose the best answer according to the text. Traffic and weather reports are best delivered by experts in these areas, someone who sounds likable and conversational, a traffic cop or meteorologist, the radio show announcer. Question 2, a listener getting dressed to work in the morning would be most interested in whether a low or high pressure system is causing the current condition, the low temperatures for the evening, what it's like outside, or the high temperatures from yesterday. The best way to describe a traffic jam on the Metro bypass would be our eye in the sky report tells us that an 18-wheeler is flipped on its side, blocking 3 lanes of the Metro bypass. Everything is clear right now when the Metro's bypass. Cars are piling up on the Metro bypass. We have unconfirmed reports of a motorist going the wrong way on the Metro bypass. That one I feel like is a little bit trickier. Here's a true or false question. Where is the most important fact listeners want to know in a traffic report? Question 5, traffic spotters are typically people who only want airtime. True or false question. And a short answer one is describe the ingredients of a good traffic or weather report. Why are listeners interested in these ingredients? How should these ingredients be mixed together to provide a traffic or weather report listeners will enjoy or find beneficial? Here's some key lecture points to walk away with from this lesson. Everyday happenings can be monumental events in a listener's life. Keep technical jargon to a minimum when reporting on traffic and weather. Develop reliable and credible sources. Use up-to-date information. personality, and humor are ingredients in a traffic and weather report. In the next lesson, we will continue to chat about compiling news, sports, weather, as well as traffic information that you are going to need. Otherwise, if you have a question for me or you would like to, I guess, pick my brain on some of the questions that I've asked you to complete, you can hit me up on our Radio 2 WhatsApp group, or if you'd like to converse more privately, you can send me a direct message as well. Otherwise, you can send me an email on k@boston.co.za. Hope you're having a fantastic one. Otherwise, from me, it's over and out.